Welcome back to the Puncture's Chance podcast. I'm delighted to be joined with, and still European middleweight champion, Tyler Denny. What has the last 72 hours been like for yourself? It must feel like a dream.
I have to pinch myself. It's been 100 miles an hour and more. Like I say, I was buzzing from Saturday. Only until Sunday I got this phone call. Then I've kind of forgot about Saturday already. I've not even had time to digest it. I've had to move on, thinking about this. And these talks has been on for a couple of days. Well, say 2 days, and I never got until 10 last night. I got a phone call saying, "Yeah, it's done. We need you there in the morning." I was like, "Wow, this is real. It's actually happening."
I was thinking that when I was watching the press conference that it might have been a late call-up because there was no European title up there. Obviously, Hamzah Sheeraz is your opponent, but before we talk about that fight, let's go back to Saturday night. Felix Cash. 5 rounds. Were you expecting a tougher fight, maybe?
I was, to be fair. I was. I mean, I thought that pattern, the way the fight went, that would be the same way, but probably over a longer distance. I thought it'd probably start getting tired around rounds 5 and 6, not after 2 rounds. But I knew he'd been out the ring for a bit, so I had to make him work. Even the first round, he was throwing a lot of punches, and I kept a tight guard. I just walked him down. I was in his face and walked him down and made him fight my fight.
Would you agree that that fight on Saturday night was the biggest fight of your career so far?
Oh, 100%. And I've not even got to enjoy it because then this one comes along at Wembley Stadium. It's just like, wow, makes that one up minute now.
Let's talk about your opponent then for September 21st, Hamzah Sheeraz. What are you expecting from him?
Tough fight, top fighter. I think he's a world-class fighter. But I've won the European title, defended it, so I put myself in that same bracket now.
And you're fighting at Wembley Stadium. How much does that feel? The home of England football, the national stadium.
Well, I was there last year and I support Newcastle and they lost to United, so hopefully I have a better experience this time.
You're fighting on Anthony Joshua undercard as well against Daniel Dubois. Have you got a prediction for the main event?
Oh, I'll stay out of that. I don't want to bump into none of them two, do you know what I mean? But they're both big punching heavyweights and they could knock each other out, couldn't they? Which is a fascinating fight, isn't it?
And if I speak to you in a year's time, what would have been an ideal year for you, Tyler Denny? Is it a world title shot straight after this?
Yeah, well, I think Sheeraz is ranked like #1 in the world, WBC, and someone else, I think. I'm not sure, the other governing body. So beat him, they've got to give me that, ain't they? And I believe that's what's going to happen. I feel great now. I feel full of confidence. I'm going to beat him, and then they're going to have to give me what would be mine.
You were talking as well on the weekend. Chris Eubank Jr. Is that a fight maybe down the line as well?
Yeah, possibly, but right now everything's on Hamzah Sheeraz.
Tyler, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Cheers.